Basically every Geometry Dash player and their grandmother are using Geode mod right now, and for good reason. Geode allows players to easily install extremely useful mods and features to the game. But what factors have led to so many people deciding to abandon vanilla Geometry Dash for Geode? Well, first we have to look at the problems Geometry Dash was facing before Geode was introduced. If you enjoyed this video, consider supporting by liking, subscribing, or becoming a channel member, and check out my other socials for more content. In the first few years of Geometry Dash's release, new content and updates were released pretty often, sometimes within mere months of one another, with new game modes, icons, and levels, as well as new features with things like leaderboard in 1.3, copy-paste in 1.5, playtesting in editor in 1.8, and a plethora of new triggers in 2.0. The list goes on, but a problem began to arise. As you probably know, RobTop is the sole developer for Geometry Dash. And this wasn't really a problem for the first few updates of the game, seeing as many of the features that were added were pretty basic and easy to implement. But as the game progressed, these same old updates and features just didn't cut it. RobTop would have to start adding more and more advanced features, which take longer to implement, as well as RobTop opting for bigger updates between longer timeframes. This effect of course peaked between update 2.1 and 2.2, with a nearly 7-year wait for 2.2 to come out. But in exchange, we got a large amount of new features for this update. But let's rewind a bit before 2.2. This massive update delay was really getting to the community at this point, and we were in desperate need of new features. In late 2022, a few developers would aim to give us exactly that. These developers would start work on a mod loader called Geode, the ultimate tool for the players by the players. Thanks to Geode, community members were now able to develop features for Geometry Dash that the game was missing or that we were waiting on for ages, and share it with the entire community completely free. Geode Public Beta would release January 24th, 2023, opening the gates for the future of Geometry Dash. But not everything was sunshine and rainbows early on. The mod only supported Mac and Windows users during this time, leaving a massive chunk of mobile players in the dust. And many of the most important mods for Geode wouldn't be released for a while. They would also have to work out a lot of bugs it would cause to the game. All this meant that the mod was certainly innovating for the game, but it wouldn't quite pick up traction extremely fast yet, as it was still in the niche of more dedicated Geometry Dash players. But everything would change with the release of Geode version 2 in update 2.2. While everyone was already hyped for the release of 2.2 itself, the Geode team would release Geode v2. This update gave support for Android users, giving a large portion of the community access to the mod. There were many changes in nerdy lingo I can't describe, but basically, this update fixed a lot of bugs, but also allowed for more features to be supported in the mod creation process. Many of the most prominent Geode mods would release during this time, with mods like Globed, which brought us online play before RobTop could, making Geometry Dash more social and fun with friends than ever before. And this increase in popularity of Geode would create a positive feedback loop of more players being introduced to Geode, these players creating mods for the game, which then makes Geode more popular, which has led to Geode having hundreds of various mods now. Which brings us to today, with Geode being extremely relevant in the community. There's literally no downsides to not adding all these amazing features to your game completely for free. So how is Geode going to affect the future of the game, and notably vanilla Geometry Dash? It's first important to realize that Geode becoming superior to vanilla Geometry Dash is still a net positive for the game as a whole. A new player finding out that vanilla Geometry Dash doesn't support online play might be swayed into buying the game after finding out Geode supports it for free. And RobTop still gets his money from the sale either way, so it's really a win-win situation. But does RobTop even fulfill any role at this point if the community is just faster at giving us the features we want? Well, kind of. The thing is, there are still some features in future updates that are purely in the hands of vanilla Geometry Dash, such as new main levels, game modes, triggers, orbs, and objects. So Geode can't quite fulfill RobTop's role completely, which is why I anticipate a big shift in how vanilla Geometry Dash is going to be updated. I think pretty soon, RobTop is going to start partnering up with many of the prominent Geode developers to help implement some new features for official updates, and implement them faster, seeing as these people are already familiar with Geometry Dash and modding the game. These features upon release in vanilla Geometry Dash would basically be more polished, with less glitches, and be incorporated with things like the achievement system and leaderboards. With Versus Mode for instance, being able to unlock icons for a certain amount of wins against players, and maybe a leaderboard ranking system for the best online players. As I mentioned in my Mega Hack vs Vanilla Geometry Dash video, Geode is basically the box of ideas for RobTop. He will basically take these community mods and add his own spin to them, and make them well optimized for the game across all devices, especially for the poor iOS players who still can't use Geode. And by partnering with some of these developers, these features can be rolled out faster than RobTop just working on them by himself. Geode will still remain miles ahead of vanilla Geometry Dash and will pretty much be a no-brainer for anyone who's not super casual about the game, but it's still going to be to the benefit of vanilla Geometry Dash through these means such as partnering with developers and taking ideas from the mods made by the community, to put out these features faster and with features the community want most. Leave your thoughts on Geode and the state of vanilla Geometry Dash in the comments below. I'll be sure to read what you guys have to say on this topic. I love you all.